Hello, all you huggable lollipops. I am Joseph the Huggist, and this is movie review in quotation marks. And on this episode, I am reviewing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another Best Picture movie. Actor Rick Dalton gained fame and fortune by starring in 50s television westerns, but now is struggling to find meaningful work in a Hollywood that doesn't recognize anymore. That he doesn't recognize anymore. He spends most of his time drinking and palling around with Cliff Booth, his easygoing best friend and longtime stunt double. Rick also happens to live next door to Roman Polanski and Shannon Tate, the filmmaker and budding actress whose futures will forever be altered by the Manson family. Directed by Quentin Tarantino, budgeted 90 to 96 million, and it was box office over 372 million. All from Google. Now, how many times did I lose interest? Was 0. I thought this was a very fun film to watch. Now, the first actor character I want to talk about is Leonardo DiCaprio as Rick Dalton, and he was fantastic in this movie. He's fantastic in every movie he's ever been in. By the way, Gun is the game I am using for the footage here. It's a cowboy game. Rick Dalton, cowboy, makes sense to me. So Leo was very good in this movie. He seemed drunk all the time, especially when he wanted to do those parts where he was acting and being an actor. It was very fun to watch on the set of filming that cowboy pilot, and the girl goes up to him. That was the best acting I've ever seen. It's quite good. When he wanted to be a good actor, when Rick Dalton wanted to be a good actor, he really could be. All he had to do was not drink, apparently. So, the next actor I want to talk about is Brad Pitt and Cliff Booth, who was he was very good in this movie. I keep seeing like him best supporting actor. Oh, that was a weird step. Best supporting actor nods, and it's really weird because I didn't feel like he was a supporting actor. I feel like he had just as much camera time as Leo, and they were both co-leading men. But most of the parts that I enjoyed were his parts. Wow. The third actor I want to talk about is Margot Robbie as Shannon Tate. She was a great Shannon Tate. I've never seen a Shannon Tate movie, but so I can't say from experience, but she was very good in that role. I'm gonna have to watch one of her movies one day. Alright, so my notes. It's very exciting to see Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio on the screen together. That's my first note. That happens right in the beginning of the movie. It's extremely exciting to see that, and I wish they would have been able to show trailers without those two in it, so we can get the full impact as soon as we watch the movie. I feel like a lot of trailers just give away some of the more special moments in movies. That could have been a real special moment. Now I'm gonna just go by the actors' names because it's easier for me to say them and remember it. Is Brad Pitt Leonardo DiCaprio's bodyguard in the movie? It kind of feels like it, and then we find out that he actually is his driver and all this stuff. So. Number 3, Bounty Law looks like a show I would watch regularly. It did look like a good show. Of course, Tarantino was the one who made that, so of course it would look look very interesting. When Brad Pitt is driving himself, you can really see the stuntman in him, which is pretty true. He was way more aggressive driving when it was just him and there was no Leo in the car. Didn't care like what happened to himself. Number 5, when Pitt's in the shed looking through the tools, I instantly saw it. He still has the damn flamethrower. Like, how was he allowed to keep a working flamethrower? That's insane.
Use my furnace. Watch your back.
Number 6, it just says, I love the fact that Shannon Tate loves her own movie. It shows a lot of pride in her work. That is a great scene. Number 7, all it says is feet. Like, there was a lot of focus on feet in this movie. More than I remember. It's been a while since I've seen a Tarantino movie. I know he does focus on feet a lot, but man, it was everywhere.
Another tick or two, and you'd be putting me to bed with a pick
Every
and
few
shovel.
minutes you would see someone's feet.
Well, it prides me to
Number
see
8,
it rubbed
the movie
off on
turns
you
into
plenty.
a horror flick when
Always remember,
Brad
son,
Pitt is on the
in this
Manson
world,
Ranch,
pure
and it
cussedness will carry
did
you farther than
give
the
that
Comanche's
horror
pony.
feel, and I love that Tarantino
Here's
sort
our
of
payday.
bucked the trend and didn't have that horror movie feel as like the old man is alive. He is letting them live on their ranch. He is doing all this stuff. He is blind. They were telling the truth the entire time. Watching FBI with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio was like a weird version of Mystery Science Theater. I would have loved to watch, like, if they had the whole episode of them just watching it in this movie.
Here's your knife.
Been as their characters. It would have been super fun.
Find your hell starting to drop, look for a flash. One quick tug will set you right. Come on.
Number 10. Most of the movie takes place within that 1 to 2 days, and then it jumps forward 6 months. That was a weird jump for me. I was kind of digging the fact that the whole movie was taking place in the one day, and then just all of a sudden, boom, 6 months later, here we are. Number 11. What's up with the narration out of nowhere? I know there was a lot of time passed in the movie, but didn't really need the narration. It took me out of the movie. In fact, it took me way out of the movie. If this movie never had narration, I know Kurt Russell was the one who did the narration, but if this movie didn't have narration, it would probably be the favorite movie I've seen so far. But it completely took me out of the experience. It didn't need it. Not in my opinion. And then when it was narrating, it turned into a crime drama with the exact time and all this stuff. If you know anything about the Manson family, you know what was coming up. So I get that. It just felt weird to me. So I would rate it a 8 out of 10. Like most of the Oscar movies, haven't rated any of them any differently so far. Not a single one. In the ranking that I've seen them, I've seen five of the movies so far. For me, it's Joker, and then I had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood #2. The narration kind of threw me out, and it didn't give the emotional feeling that Ford vs. Ferrari had for me. So Ford vs. Ferrari is 2 for me. Once Upon a Time is 3, Irishman is 4, and Jojo Rabbit is country. On a scale of 1 to 5, how recommendation, it's definitely 5. it is a good movie. Honestly, if it didn't have that narration part in it, then it would have been a 9 for me. But Kurt Russell's cool. So, all that being said, I'm gonna let the rest of this gameplay footage play out. I'm still recovering from being sick. I will see you guys next time, or I'll see no one next time because no one watches these except me. I don't even watch these, honestly. I'm doing this for the fun of it. I will see you never. Bye.
Get up here, kid. I need your help.
Get him! He's back there! Must come up for me. Doesn't it? There! He's lit up. Where's gonna keep him?
Here, Cole.
Down below! Get him! He's a fighter!
I'm on the top deck, Cole.
Where's that whore stacking? Search the cabin! Get him! Here! I found him, sir. Priest!
Up here.
There.
They're climbing over the railing on the north side. Use your quick draw. Fine shooting, Cole. I'll take this side. You man the other.
Here, take all the fight out of it. Come on! They just keep coming.
They're coming from both sides. Help me out, Cole.
It's too late. That preacher killed her. Son of a bitch is leading the ambush.
Son, listen close.
Go ahead, kid. Stick your toes in the stirrups. You have ridden before, have you not? All righty. You ready, friend? Be an honest guy. I'll give you a chance to run around a bit before we wager. First, let's try some sprinting. Press the sprint button to spur your horse. There. Do it again.
Yeah.
Notice that first speed getting to start. Yes. Spurring too much can even kill your horse. Then he'll be real mad. Rest your spurs for a spell. Horse will fly. All right, let's see you attempt some jumps.